Hi, how are you? Good? That's good to know. I'll keep that in mind while doing this commentary. Actually, I won't keep that in mind because while you're watching this, it's not going to be at the same time that I'm doing the commentary, so if you're good while you're watching this, I'll never really know if you were good while I was recording it, but I guess I can assume that you were good while I was recording it, even though it's not really going to make a difference unless you decide to tell me for some reason that you were good while I was recording this. However, how would you know when I was recording this? So, you know, it's just problem upon problem, and it's better to just keep away from it. Anyway, before I begin, let me tell you that this whole video will simply contain Halo clips. Go ahead and tell me which of these clips you liked the most. Anyway, to the point. Let me start by saying, unfortunately, the Halo on Sunday series will have to be cut off. Not permanently, but at least for a while. Because I found out some disturbing news, and I'm going to try and paint this picture as well as I can for you, so that you can understand why this needs to be done. So apparently, in World War II, we kind of nuked Japan, yada yada yada, boo-hoo. Anyway, I recently found out that the US Air Force had a bungee cord tied from the bottom of the plane to the top of the nuke. The theory was that the US airplane would drop the nuke, all the Japanese people would see it falling, recognize exactly what it was, and immediately surrender, to which the nuke would bound back up via the elastic power of the bungee, and the US would win the war due to a strict no-takesies-backsies policy, and since Japan had already surrendered from the incoming explosion, they could not take back that surrender. Anyway, that was the plan. The nuke was dropped as planned. Japan surrendered as planned. However, the bungee cord snapped and the nuke continued to fall, and in a terrible, terrible accident, the nuke dropped in the car of the Japanese vice president, making him noticeably late to a scheduled meeting. Unfortunately, he could not handle the slight embarrassment of showing up late, so he spoke up less often than he originally would have. Because of this, he wasn't able to express the full extent of his ideas for a fantastic new toothpaste brand called Pokemon, and he lost his chance at the promotion the president that he had always wanted. Continuing this series of unfortunate events, his boss, the president of Japan, took the name Pokemon and translated it into a creative marketing scheme that would undoubtedly place the United States in much more debt for buying Pokemon product from Japan. The president of Japan continued his evil scheme by teaming up with China, and then the true potential of his plan came to life. China and Japan teamed up to put the US in an outstanding amount of debt, and the Japanese president knew that one day, maybe not his son or his son's son, but perhaps his son's son's son, would team up with all the countries putting the US in debt and challenge the United States to a duel. Noting that there are currently over 27 million countries that the US owes money to, there's no chance that the US president could beat all of their presidents at individual thumb wars, thus losing complete control of the United States, forfeiting the entire US, and placing the country into portioned areas now controlled by each of the 27 million countries. So we will lose this incoming thumb war because there's 27 million countries that the US owes money to because the Japanese president wanted to make his son's life better. And in order to do that, he developed the idea of Pokemon, which he stole from the vice president in a brilliant spurt of a marketing scheme. And the only reason he was able to get the idea was because the vice president of Japan could not fully express his ideas about Pokemon because he spoke up less often than he originally would have because he had difficulty handling the slight embarrassment of being late to the meeting that he was only late to because a US nuke crushed his car because the bungee cord snapped and allowed the nuke to fall. Which all could have been easily avoided if that one single bungee cord did not break. Therefore, Bungie is the cause of our eventual demise, and I cannot afford to support a company that has that sort of weight on its shoulders. So, the Halo series is done, for now. It might come back eventually, naturally, sporadically, sort of like a surprise guest, except it's a game, not a person. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope I've been able to open your eyes about the truth behind the evil masterminds that make up the entire Bungie gaming company.